Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Brisbane versus Sydney game. Quite an annoying game because I thought the umpires did influence this heavily, and being a Swans supporter, it was annoying to see the Swans go down, but at the end of the day nothing much I can do, and Brisbane probably should have kicked away, to be honest. I mean, they kicked, what was it, 13 goals 18 or something, 13 goals 19 to the Swans 12 goals 9. Swans are missing Mills and McDonald and other guys, and Buddy and Heaney, so they are missing a lot of their guys, but Swans just aren't up to it this year, it doesn't seem like, and they need to go and I think win 8 of their last 10 to get through, so I think it is going to be a year missing the finals for the Swans, and that'll look bad on my preseason predictions, but hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully they get a good draft pick because this has been pretty bad for them. But anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see, McInerney top scored for Brisbane, 134. Moving on, basically. He's not really going to be needed. 78 average, he'll have a bad game. Dunkley, 113. Got a huge last quarter to get over the line for that VC. I have a 112 VC, a sort of catchment or break marker. And he got 113 with a kick with about, I think it was the last disposal of the game. He got a tackle, holding the ball decision, and got a free kick for that 113. And yeah, that 112 is my marker because that's the average from last year's scores, I'm pretty sure. So 112 is a decent marker to have. Some people will risk it with Taranto, but I'm not willing in this round to risk 20, 30, 40 points just because Taranto is playing, because he is playing with a potential tag, and that could cause chaos, and I hope it does cause chaos and Taranto goes like a 95 or a 98, because gaining some points on other people will be absolutely huge. Then you've got Zach Bailey, 112, Neil, 100, so pretty good choice there. I went with Crouch, and hopefully Crouch can better Neil. Hopefully Crouch goes big, because a Crouch 140 or something like that, gaining 40 points on people who went Neil would be huge. Berry, Hipwood, Ashcroft 71. He's just losing cash now, which sucks because now he's going to be 600k probably, 695 or somewhere around there. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, at least he's getting those sort of 70 scores at least. But yes, it will need a little bit of a cash injection. But luckily, it looks like I'm getting that out of Sheldrick, who will go up, I want to say probably 60k off this performance. Have a negative probably 20 break even or 15 break even. And that'll really help his price skyrocket here. And if Ashcroft, say, by the time I want to trade him out, is 670k and Sheldrick is 360, 380, that'll get me probably 180k plus 670. That gets me up to 850 or so. So an 850 or 870 guy for that M7 M8 roll is pretty good. Coleman, McCarthy, because even if you think about it, Sheldrick might be kept into the side for a while now. And if you look at this, he's got the Eagles next, he should do well. Then he's got, and I'm trading those two out at round 18. So he's got 3 games more to gain cash. And if he goes 80, 60, 60, I want to say he's going to gain probably another 140k on top of the 60k that he's going to gain here. So he'll be looking potentially, even with just 80, 60, 60, at somewhere around that 430, 440k range. And 440k plus Ashcroft 670 is now looking towards that 900k range sort of guy, and that will be huge for that to finish off that team. And we might even get it a little bit earlier as well. Coleman 68, McCarthy 66, Rayner, Danaher, Wilmot 61 is another cash gen for Wilmot. If we look here, 441k beat his break even by 23, and you also got to look at Wilmot as well. His L3 will be positively impact because you got a 68 and a 61, so this 42 becomes further down the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You also have a 34 getting taken out next week, so I expect his break even to probably be around that 30 or so range, and he'll be around that probably 455k range. So we're starting to push towards that 500k with Wilmot. One more good game from Wilmot, and that could see him get towards that 500k. And 500k post by him and him and Atkins post buy could be absolutely huge as I look to get them up to potentially even a I don't even know, because the 500k Roy Atkins could be around 550. That gives me around an 800k for defender, and defenders average 800k. There are some defenders I can get. I could potentially even get Will Day back. How did Lloyd do? Lloyd 87, so he's been meh since the two. He's gone 77, 87, so Hayden Young might be the better pick out of those two. I could even get like Wangadeen Malira's done well. If I look at L5 for defenders around this 800k or so range. You got Bailey Dale as well. Doherty, etc. Could actually look at doing Dawson and getting Duggan in as well. I could look at that, but Duggan has been a little bit interesting, and I don't know his position post-bye, what it will be. But that could be interesting, getting Duggan back in. It will probably... I don't think I will, but it could be interesting. Could get Mason Redmond in, as he's done... he's had a pretty good stretch as well. So there are options for me to grab up post-buy in the next little bit. I could even look to get Wilmot and Atkins up to a Bailey Dale. That could be interesting as well, but Johanneson's coming back soon as well, so got to watch out for that. Might even be able to sneak him up to a Zeeble or something like that. Yes, it is trading Zeeble out to get other guys, but if we look at who I actually traded Zeeble out for, it was last round. I traded Zeeble out for Hayden Young effectively, so we'll see. But that certainly is an option to move with that. No one else here really to talk about. I mean, Lohman and Fletcher played pretty good, but I think Fletcher is injured, so he'll be out of the side next round. No one else really from Brisbane. Then we go on to Sydney, and it was the Parker show basically the whole way through. He almost is a must, I think, if we look at Parker. He might be a guy that I bring in next week. If we look at him, 103, 104 L5 and 105 L3. Does have a little bit inconsistency, but I think he is returning to his best. And does have West Coast next week, Geelong the week after, which will be a contestable game. And if we go to that Geelong game, he did score 80, but he did have low tackles for him usually. Yes, he did have 11 tackles, but I think he can average 5 to 6 tackles and did have lower marks. So I think he's on for a big stretch now. And you got him and Mills that you can potentially look at for the West Coast game. So Parker, Goulden 108, saved it in the last quarter with a 30. Just absolutely should have honestly got probably a 120, 130, but had 2 goals in the second half, was it? Or no, had 2 goals, 1 in the end for him. Had a goal in the second and goal in the fourth. Honestly kept them in it and got a 108 in the end. Huge. Rowbottom just isn't consistent enough for my liking, but a 104 from him is huge. Lloyd 87, Sheldrick 82, had a tackle taken away at the end of the game, but I'm honestly so over the moon with going for him over Buller, as Buller probably is going to get out of the side now. I thought it was justified him coming into the side, but he just didn't get involved in the game as much. I don't think the Swans really got the transfer, the fluidity, I guess, through the middle of the ground that they really want. And Buller just sort of got caught out, but I mean, he's only been at the club for 2 weeks, so I don't think he gets the movement 110% compared to other guys. So Sheldrick was absolutely huge, and yes, I will take those points on field. He will probably be counted, plus also he will be gaining a lot of cash. Like, I think he's going to gain 60k and go up to 270 and have a -20 break even. Blakey was all right. Chad Warner, down game from him. McInerney, Amadi had a 61, had a really good end to the last quarter here. We look here, he had 15 in the last sort of 3 minutes or so. Campbell 60, Rampy, Hickey's getting dominated in the ruck, so that's also a positive ruck matchup for anyone that has the Swans. So even not Williams next week, because you wouldn't be picking him. But if we look through here, Geelong wouldn't be. But when it comes to this round 18 game against Sydney, for Western Bulldogs, you're probably looking at a VC or captaincy option for English, as he should be getting 35-40 hitouts plus 20 odd disposals. And then we move down here. Florent had a bad game. Francis, McLean, Papley, Wicks, Cunningham, Fox. Buller got injured, it looks like, and then Stevens came on and did a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And that's basically the video there. So, I'll go back to this main screen. That's video there, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.